I've never been live on all these platforms before simultaneously. All right, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get into what's going on. We're gonna go ahead and get into what's going on. But number one, first of all, I just wanna say something that I don't know if you guys are seeing, but it's absolutely ridiculous and it's kind of scary. Move my mic. It's kind of scary. But these guys out here, I don't know if I can call them guys at this point, but these men out here watching Love Island, making videos, doing commentary videos on Love Island, and you're supposed to be a man. Are y'all seeing this? Am I the only one seeing this? I'm seeing men out here making commentary videos on Love Island, really deep into the character plot, really deep into the story. Like it used to be a joke. It used to be a joke, like, oh yeah, gotta watch Love Island with my girl, or I'm trying to crack this shorty, so I'm gonna watch Love Island or something like that. God, she's making me watch Love Island. But now I see guys really watching Love Island, really into the show, memorizing the characters, really into the storyline, into the arc. And then they're making, not only are they watching it, which is already egregious enough, but they're making commentary on it and posting videos about, oh no, how did this guy in Love Island end up acting like he was his friend, bro? You showed him up on the fucking Bop Love Island Bop night. You showed him up on there and you thought he was gonna be your friend. I'm like, is this wow, you think you know somebody. You think you know somebody, all of a sudden they're posting Love Island commentary videos. Yeah, I think this is just a symptom of the feminization of men. And I'm not even like a like one of those guys that's like you got to watch army shows and you got to watch Saving Private Ryan and you got to eat cigarettes. I'm not even saying all that. I'm not saying that, but there's certain shows that we should just understand intrinsically like we can't watch those. And I'm not even saying Love Island isn't a good show. Whatever good even is, whatever the standard is, I guess good show now is just like something that just makes you, that just continues to keep your attention. No matter anything they do, they could do anything. You know, they could like commit a genocide on the show, and it's like, well, you watched. Well, you watched, didn't you? You can't say it's bad if you're still watching it. It's like, is that the standard? Is that the standard? All right. But I mean, I guess if we're going by that standard, it's a good show. I mean, I'm sure if I watched the show, I would be hooked too. I'm sure I would be into the characters and I don't know about making Love Island commentary videos, but I would definitely be hooked. I understand that. But there has to be a certain point of understanding what this show is doing to you, and two, just like what the fuck are you doing with your time? Three, you're just gonna be like a bubble guppy simp bitch if you just keep watching this. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But I thought this was common sense, but I've had a lot of people coming at me like, what's wrong with watching Love Island? Like, you watch this Disney Channel show back in the day. Well, that's different. That's different. I watch Dance Moms because Dance Moms isn't the same thing as Love Island. It's not even close. Let's get that out the way. Well, when we're going to talk about Dance Moms later on too. But Dance Moms, because I watch Dance Moms. Um, of course, my sisters kind of made me watch it. But then while I'm watching the show, I'm just blown away by. There's just something about demanding greatness from children. I think Tim Dillon said that. demanding greatness from children that I just love to see it because people really think like children can't do anything. They don't have the capability to be great. They're just like not competent. They can't learn things. They think children's are just stupid, incompetent, and like, no, children have the ability to grasp concepts quickly, actually. That's why when you want to learn a language, it's best to learn when you're a kid because your brain is softer. It can learn new concepts faster. Kids are smarter than adults now. We're having debates with adults. Hey, if I chop my dick off, I'm not a woman, right? Like you don't have to tell that to a kid because the information that we're getting now is just making you an idiot. So a kid is just not conditioned to be an idiot yet. So, but just in Dance Moms, Abby Lee Miller, she's like the Bill Belichick of dancing, of Dance Mom. She's like the Bill Belichick of dance studios. No, no, no. She's better than that. She's like the Nick Saban. She's the Nick Saban because she's more enthusiastic. She's more involved. She is more outspoken. Bill Belichick doesn't really talk much. She is the Nick Saban of dance studios, dance coaches. And she just demands greatness from these children. 6 year olds not pointing your toes on your double spin. Yeah, she's chewing them out. She's screaming at them, saying, "Hey, you'll never be worth anything if you can't point your toes on the second. Oh, you didn't point your toes. You're shit. You're a shit dancer. What do you expect? Why don't you be more like Maddie? Maddie was the number one dancer. She's always hitting all the moves perfectly. Why don't you be more like Maddie? This is why you'll never be as talented as Maddie because you can't even point your toes after you do a fucking puree spin. And it's just, I don't know, something about like just giving it to a 6 year old. Just giving it to a 6 year old aspiring dancer. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You call that a double spin? There's just none of that nowadays. Everything is just participation trophies and yeah, well, at least you tried and okay. Oh, don't scream at her, don't yell at her, but like dance bombs and shit, it's not the same, right? So guys telling me, well, you used to watch dance bombs. Well, how is Love Island gay? Not the same thing at all. Not the same thing at all. Dance moms is serious. Okay, let's get that right. Dance moms is serious. They don't play around at dance moms. They don't play. But yeah, because people just don't get it. They just don't really get it, you know? Don't really get it. You got to explain it to them, the difference. It's completely different. But there's this video of this Indian girl that's dancing, and it went viral on TikTok or X. And I never really realized how shit Indians are at dancing because I kind of just have that notion like every dancing is different and diverse and it's beautiful in its own way. So I'm like, oh, I don't really care about dancing. So I just accepted the narrative. All right. I'm sure, this shitty dancing looks good to some people or something. But then I really paid attention. I really paid attention to the dancing and we gotta watch this together. Hold on, why is my computer sound like it's taking off? Oh, let's get my headphones. All right. We're gonna watch this Indian girl dance. Let me know what you guys think. I personally think it's shit, but I want to see what you guys think. Just because I like to be fair, you know. I like to be fair, and honest. All right, so let's give our honest critique on that. And like I said, we're just going to be as honest as possible. We're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings or nothing like that, but I think honesty is something that is lost in today. So we're just going to say it how it is. Yeah, so number one, she looks kind of stiff. You guys see that? She looks pretty stiff. It wasn't elegant, it wasn't flowing. You know, she looks stiff like she needs to stretch or something, like she needs to open up her hip flexors. I don't know the dancing stretches, but you know how white European dancers and I mean black dancers do this too after they've been Americanized. Um, they'll kick up their leg up, and it's like they're so flexible. You know they can just like do the splits at any moment. They have crazy flexibility. I don't sense this from her at all. She looks very stiff. Um, she looks like me when I'm trying to dance in the kitchen. No training at all, but just like I'm feeling myself. She looks like me when I'm dancing and I got like a good groove going. You know when you're dancing and you can't ever replicate the moves all like constantly because you're not a dancer. But every now and then you'll get in your flow state. She looks like me when I'm doing that. It's not actually good, but it's just better than the shit dancing that I would usually do on an average regular day. Um, the music is also horrible. I didn't ever hear the music. I just saw her dancing. The music is shit. You know, she's spinning. She's not really landing. When she's spinning, she's not landing back where she should be. Everything isn't perfect. Everything like it's just not there. She just doesn't have it. Her feet is just slamming on the ground. You see how she's slamming her feet on the ground? Ugh. What are you slamming your feet on the ground for? Is this supposed to be like some type of Samoan, like masculine, like battle cry? That's more what it looks like. This is not a graceful ballet dancer at all to me. I don't see it. I just don't see it. It looks like she's being pulled like it looks like she's trying to dance but like demons are like pulling her from side to side. But if demons were pulling her side to side, then that would be impressive. I think that's how we have to look at this. We have to account for the demons that are influencing her while she's dancing, you know. Despite that, I mean, I guess it would be impressive. I guess um I guess it would be good. But yeah, I mean, Abby Lee Miller, can somebody show this to Abby Lee Miller? I tried to add her. I would love Abby Lee Miller to say how shit this is. I don't know if she's a Republican or not, but that's the thing about being honest. Nobody can Abby Lee Miller shit on this Indian girl dancer, or would she get canceled from TV if she did that? There's nothing more that I would love to see than Abby Lee Miller shitting on this girl. Cause I could there's a couple of things even, you know, the average guy, me, well, I'm not an average guy, but I'm not classically trained on dancing. My eye is not trained, but I could even tell like her toes are not pointed out perfectly how Abby Lee Miller said in Dance Moms, like her the way she's moving is not graceful. It's like very stiff and rigid. So I'm sure Abby Lee would have a lot to say about this. I would love for her to react to this video, but we'll see how base she is. Wouldn't that be nice? All right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Elliot Page. Okay. Elliot Page. So if you guys don't know, Elliot Page is, I guess, a man now. And if we just look at Elliot Page's face, it's kind of sad, honestly. Because here's a woman that just wants to be a movie star. She just wants to be an actress. She wants to be a star. Maybe she didn't get attention from her parents. Maybe she didn't get attention from the guy she liked at school. She just wanted to be somebody. She wanted to be in the spotlight. So she got into Hollywood, and they said, "Hey, your movies are doing good. You're on the right trajectory. However, um, trans rights are just not exactly getting where we want them to be right now. And I think you're a man." What do you mean? I'm not a man. I'm a woman. Nah, nah. I think you're a man, actually. What do you mean by that? What do you mean I'm a man? Well, see, there's this thing called transgender. What is that? Well, don't worry about all that. Don't worry about the conditions. Don't worry about the specifics. But we're gonna need you to transition. What? Listen, if you do that, these are all the movie roles that you're gonna get after you transition. It's just a whole bunch of movies. Muhammad Ali, the Barack Obama movie, Napoleon. You're gonna be playing all these characters. Well, but I'm not a man. I'm a woman. Not yet. Not yet, you aren't. Whoa!
The natural world and what we learn in biology class and in terms of it seemingly being this cis heteropatriarchal uh
Oh,
systems.
whoa, whoa. What is that? Whoa. Imara Jones? Is that Imara Jones? Is Imara Jones one of those transgenders as well? I'm just gonna look this up real quick just to know what I'm dealing with. Because I kind of had a little jump scare there, but I don't want to be rude at the same time. So, is Amara Jones trans? If anybody knows, please comment. Because I'm first trans person. Not only is she trans, or he, but Amara Jones is the first trans person ever to receive an award from the National Black Journalists Association. Wow. Which, by the way, means means absolutely nothing. By the way, the Black Journalist Association, and then you're gonna get the award. This is what I'm saying. Hey, just be trans. Here's the accolades that you can expect to get after you transition. You're gonna get the NAACP Most Responsible, Respectful Man Award. You're going to be able to star as Barack Obama in the new film, um, fighting white supremacy, deconstructing Western patriarchy, featuring Barack Obama. You're going to play the star role. But yeah, this looks like a Weimar Germany like ad, a Weimar Germany ad for a musical that's coming up this weekend. Yeah, both of them actually. Both of them actually. Fighting the Sanders, Saturday, Weimar Germany, 6 o'clock, Weimar Theater. Finding Our Identity, starring this gorilla on the left.
however we'd say that, um, is, I feel, used against queer and trans people in terms of us being made to seem maladaptive. There's something wrong with us.
Not real or fake.
Or we're some modern thing, which is, of course, we know that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
true. We've been, everywhere forever. I feel like as trans people, we're just constantly being gaslit by people, and it's baffling. It's human beings are the only species.
Her voice is like, she seems like she's struggling to keep this deep voice. I don't know, maybe the testosterone. What a jawline, though. Gotta give it to her. Y'all see that jawline? Gotta give it to her. I'm not gonna lie. But the testosterone I feel like is deep in her voice, but it's also like her body is not handling it correctly. I don't know. She has like a deep voice, but it sounds kind of fake.
True, we've been, everywhere forever. I feel like as trans people, we're just constantly being gaslit by people.
Maybe it's the mic.
It's baffling. It's human beings are the only species that are, ridiculous enough to seem to have a huge problem with trans folks.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my gosh, that was just hard to watch. Yeah, Amari Jones is like, okay, yeah. Look at her face. When you're trying to get somebody to agree with you, you know, it's like human beings are the only ones that I'd stuff my body with steroids, and they're like, stuff my body with testosterone. They're trying to tell me I'm not a man. Amara Jones, yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. And then Sophie Cunningham. Let's look that up. Sophie Cunningham says that there's two genders. Oh my gosh, what? What a revelation. Sophie Cunningham says there's two genders? Bro, this isn't Sophie Cunningham. All right, let me relax. Yeah, so she says there's two genders here.
We shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And
I said what I said. You see how she's trying to do that Sydney Sweeney? You're not Sydney Sweeney. All right, let's get that straight. Everybody wants to be Sydney Sweeney now. Do you have anything you want to say about your statements? What did Sydney Sweeney say? If I had something to say, I'll let you know. Oh man, whoever wrote that for her is a genius.
I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children, and that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
Yeah. Do you see your advocacy on that like taking any form going forward?
I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals, and I'll always stand on those and be true to
I don't know. And so, are you gonna get into politics? I don't know. I'm still waiting on Turning Point USA to like tell me, give me a deal. Maybe if it sounds good, yeah. I haven't seen a deal that I liked yet. They want me to go on stage with Erica Kirk and Nicki Minaj. Not sure I wanted to do that, so not sure yet.
true to who I am, and I think people are going to take it how they want to take it, but I've never even really said anything about that. And so when it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport,
Yeah, I mean, if LeBron James decides to wear a wig, I just don't think we should be playing with him. People are gonna take it how they take it. I get it. You know, I get it. But I have morals. I stand on my morals. My mom raised me right.
I feel very strongly about that. I think that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats in women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so I think in the future, it's just really
Uh oh.
important to protect.
Wait, are you saying that if LeBron James and Kobe Bryant joined the league, that we wouldn't care about women anymore? Sophie, you're on a fine line right now. You're gonna have to become a Nazi. I hope you know that.
Do you think, I guess, along the line like that, it goes against perhaps?
Oh shoot! It looks like she's looking at me. She's kind of
Some
bad.
people might say, hey, for the trans community, this could be something that could come back on us or be targeted against us. Like, how do you, I guess, view that sort of critique?
You know, like I said, I extend love and I don't dislike anyone. Like, I think there is room for absolutely everyone here, and I think there's room to love everyone. And I truly think when you get people in the same room and you have conversations, you actually have a lot in common with a lot of people.
All right. So she said that, right? And then the WNBA is like booing her at every game now. I didn't think I could dislike anyone more than Caitlin Clark. Congrats, Cunningham. This huge fat girl, this girl that weighs 400 pounds, says, "Hey, I thought Caitlin Clark was the worst girl ever. This talented, thin, skinny white girl that is like doing step back threes on all of these ethnic minorities. This skinny white girl, Caitlin Clark, that is doing step back threes and embarrassing all of these ethnic minorities. I can't stand her. And by the way, I'm 400 pounds, but Sophie Cunningham said that there's only two genders. I hate her more now. Look at how huge she is. You know, when you get that big, your cognitive function starts to deteriorate. She can't think straight. This is what the government wants. This is what the world wants. She doesn't even understand why she hates Sophie Cunningham, why she hates Caitlin Clark. She's too big to, I don't know. Well, she's big and she's a woman, so it's like she's up for grabs. WNBA fan? Yeah, you just don't know what you're gonna get into.
Well, we see Cheryl Reeve wearing a shirt today in support of trans kids. Trans kids
Wow.
on the shirt. This in the aftermath of Sophie Cunningham's recent comments. We actually saw Cheryl and Sophie.
Trans kids belong.
Center court pregame. And yesterday, Cheryl Reeve spent a lot of time.
Hey, so you know, I have to say this about trans kids, right? You realize that, right? You realize our league is 50% lesbian, so of course, LeBron James in a wig is going to destroy us, but I need a job, Sophie. Sophie, you realize that this is my only line of work. I'm a WNBA coach. You get that, right? Yeah, I got you. I got you. Don't worry. I mean, I'm doing this for money at the end of the day. So, you know, we're all good. We're all good.
I would encourage anyone to go and listen to Cheryl.
Oh, yeah. Well, who's paying you? Yeah, they're paying me too. Do they DM you saying you can get... Yeah. Trans kids. You know, that's actually a really... All jokes aside, though, that's actually a really evil thing. These people are actually demonic and evil. Trans kids? So you want to brainwash kids into cutting off their genitalia and androgynously injecting pharmaceuticals that will alter their body forever? That's what that shirt says, pretty much. That's pretty evil, though. Like, all jokes aside, that's actually, like, really fucked up. And then you're going to advocate for this. Wow, this is the most viewers I've ever had in my life on a live stream. By the way, guys, we're in a library, so just keep in mind, in case a librarian comes behind me or something, just keep in mind, you know, it's not like a Tinder date or anything like that. All right, guys. So this is girl Savannah Cannon, who
As a congresswoman.
is doing, and I've seen this girl for a minute, but I guess Twitter just found out about her. And she's pretty much just right-wing conservative girl. Of course, she's a bop. She's an OnlyFans bop. She's trying to sell her OnlyFans, and she's noticed that things are becoming a little bit more political. You know, that's where that's where the attention is at. And what women do is where the chads, the good looking guys, the alpha males, the guys that they want, whatever they're occupied with, whatever category or niche, you know, they're going to, the women are going to follow them. The women are going to adopt that. Just like when gaming was huge, everybody was on the game, everybody was gaming. You know, it wasn't even like a nerdy thing. It was just like everybody was on it. The woman started, oh, I'm a gamer too. I love Call of Duty. I love Fortnite. I love this. They start to come in. It's like, oh, what the? I don't play games anymore. I don't even have a PS5 or anything. But I used to play games every single day. And it was a man thing. And I remember seeing women, because we would play games all day and would be like not knowing anything about the games. We'd be like, what is COD? What is that? Now women are like, yeah, this is my main on fucking whatever. This is my game. It started with like Pokemon Go. For some reason, women were just like, because it was kind of a social thing. You go and walk around and catch Pokemon. And it went viral. So women are like, yeah, I'm doing that too. Now they're playing Fortnite. Now they're playing this. They're like, wow, this is fun. Of course it's fun. Of course it is. But now men are Nazis. You know, now men are Republicans. Now all the guys she likes are wearing MAGA hats and telling Muslims to get out of their country. So she's like, okay, how can I fit in here? How can I fit in here? That's what all these e-girls are seeing. We're like having a huge debate. We're like saying, hey, Muslims are coming in, Jews control. Oh, shoot, I think I'm on YouTube. Jays control, influence the government. Like, this is a problem. This is an issue. We like Nick Fuentes. We like Alex Jones. They're like, oh, yeah. They're like, dang, who the fuck are these people? What? And, you know, they started to learn about it. They want to get involved. This guy that comes in and like cracks them and then leaves, comes in and smashes and leaves. They noticed that he was like watching Nick Fuentes. He was watching Alex Jones after he smashed. Before he left and ghosted her, like she noticed that's what he was interested in. So like, this is what women have now entered. They're all e-girls. They're all saying like, yeah, haven't you noticed that America is less white now? It's like, oh, all right. But they're all bops at the core.
Can we please stop addressing Ilhan Omar as a congresswoman? I mean, she's literally a fraud. This is a person who came to the USA to corrupt its people and resources. She went from negative $65,000 net worth to over 30 million.
All right, here's my cooch out. Here's my cooter. Here's my cooch out. You can see my pussy lips, and you can see my toes. I'm not wearing shoes, and my tits are out, of course. But I'm talking about Ilhan Omar. So, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? Don't you agree? Isn't Ilhan Omar here to corrupt our government? Don't you agree? I mean, yeah, I agree. All right then. What do you support Islam? No, I didn't say that. I mean, it's just that your cooter's out. So what are you trying to say? It's like, all right.
And denies it. She denies it, and she blames it on an accounting error. That's not all. Then there's the winery with no clear location, no wine at all, no phone number, no visible operations. It seems abnormal, doesn't it? And then she proceeds to insult the reporter asking about these things, asking her to explain it to the people. And on top of all of these unknown things, she calls World War II World War 11. So how is someone so fucking stupid able to become an important topic in this country? She is literally the trend.
Did she really call it World War 11? That's just rich. Well, she's an idiot. She's Somali.
topic in the United States of America. It blows my mind. She is the opposite of everything that we stand for in this country, and she literally married her brother. We do not marry our brothers here. We don't marry siblings here. We do not do that. Can we?
Great political analysis. She married her brother. I don't marry my brother, but she married her brother. So, isn't that weird? Yep, it is actually. I was thinking the same thing. It is kind of strange that she married her brother. But the fact that your tits being out, though, is kind of like, why do people think it's okay to change how you was created? It's like saying God was wrong about your gender. I agree, Omar Lugendo. Appreciate the comment. But the thing is, Omar, that you got to realize is these people don't know God. They don't care about God. They don't want anything to do with God. They want nothing to do with God. These people don't even like God. Everything that God stands for, modesty, patriarchy, respecting authority, submitting to authority, these people don't respect any of that. They don't want anything to do with that. That's what we call a liberal. By the way, people don't even know what a liberal is. That's a liberal. When you don't expect the church's authority, you're a liberal. That's what that is. That's classical liberalism from the French Revolution. They had a monarchy, and people were like, I'm tired of adhering to the church. I want to be able to do me. They branched apart, and they that's what liberalism is. Which is like everybody, by the way. That's where Protestantism came from, non-denominational churches came from, all that shit came from that. Oh.
Will go after, and this is disgusting to me. I have never.
This is disgusting to me.
The reason that women will go after, and this is disgusting to me. I have never ever found a man that is taken appealing. I'm not sick and twisted, but a lot of women do, and the reason is A, they're insecure by nature, so they're walking through life with this deep-seated insecurity. B, they're die hard for attention all the time. So they need attention from your man. They need attention from a guy who's given attention to his woman because they want to, in their mind, be like, well, I'm hotter than her. I'm sexier than her. Why isn't he paying attention to me? Happens all the time where women will try to get sexual attention from a man that's married, sometimes to their friend. You see it all the time. The reason that women will go after, and this is disgusting to me.
Well, you're missing a part. You're missing an important part. So, the important part is that women do this because women go after men that have women because women are followers. So, women don't make decisions on their own. Women are just sheep. They just follow. They don't. If there's a handsome guy, women biologically, of course, will feel it. But if another woman rejects that guy, she'll be like, oh, I guess he's not handsome then. Well, if she doesn't think he's handsome and she doesn't like him, then I guess he's not handsome. That's why in Pop the Balloon, when one woman pops the balloon, they all pop. It's just like pop, 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 pop. Or if they don't pop, then none of them pop. Because they all nobody wants to be the only one. Nobody wants to stand up for their opinion. They're not governed by their convictions. They're not moved by their convictions. They're moved by society. Whatever society says, that's where women jump and fit into. Men are different. But women, and this was, I learned this from this TV show called Shake It Up back in the day. Hey, if you watch Shake It Up, drop a $50 donation in the chat if you watch Shake It Up. Shake It Up was on Disney Channel. That was like Zendaya's first show. Bella Thorne was on there. But there was this Mexican guy, I forget his name. And he had a girlfriend who was also a Mexican, which is very accurate, by the way. Demographic accuracy. But he had a girlfriend, and when he had this girlfriend, he noticed that all the other girls kept on coming after him. He noticed that he was attracting so much women. As soon as he got this girl, it's like he just became a Chad. You know, women were loving him. And he was going up to his friend, Zendaya's brother, and he was like, bro, girls are loving me. Like, what's going on? He was like, this is what they call the girlfriend phenomenon. I was like, what? I remember I was like 12 years old. I was like, the girlfriend phenomenon? What is that? He said, when you get a girlfriend, all the women are going to want you. They're going to become attracted to you. This is in Disney Channel, by the way. Women are still trying to deny this. Oh, that's not true. If Disney Channel said this, if they are with a super woke Disney Channel is even willing to admit this, then this is just observably a fact. And the guy was like, wow, well, if all the women want me, then I'm going to go with all these women. So he breaks up with his girl. And he's like, what's up, ladies? You know, I'm single now. I'm trying to, what's up? You guys were all on me. Now I'm single. What's up? And, well, I mean, we could just guess what happens next. I'm sure you guys know. The women were like, oh, yeah, this guy's disgusting. They had no interest in him. The woman they had no interest in him. They didn't want him anymore. And then the guy went back to his friend and he was like, bro, what happened? You said there's the girlfriend phenomenon, like the girls don't want me. He said, yes, this is so deep. This is the deepest part. He said, yes, it's called the girlfriend phenomenon. You have to have a girlfriend for that. You can't have a girlfriend phenomenon without a girlfriend. Bro, I'm 12 years old, mind blown. Mind blown. I'm like, wow. This is deep stuff right here. That is facts. And yeah, so that's really what it is. A lot of people don't like to admit it, but that's really what we're dealing with. That's the thing with women, though. I mean, I don't know where you guys are at with women, but if you're not ready to be the breadwinner, if you don't have the experience to like put a woman in her place, if you can't make sure the dynamic is right with you being the breadwinner and her being submissive, then just don't do it because you're just going to get wrecked. It's going to get wrecked.
I'm sick and tired of the Western media chatting absolute bollocks about this. I'm sick and tired of the Western media chatting absolute bollocks about this invasion on Europe.
Chatting absolute bollocks. What does that even mean? Chatting bollocks? Bro, I don't know if it's... I can't stand UK niggas, bro. I don't know what it is. I can't stand UK niggas. Just how they talk. The only British guy I've ever heard that's like, okay, that's cool, was like Jimmy Carr, which is like a comedian. Everybody else, it's like, especially now they try to do this new Central C accent. I'm like, bro, what are you saying? Like, just drop it.
I'm sick and tired of the Western media chatting absolute bollocks about this invasion on Europe through Thayuta. Tommy Robinson and other clout chasers are using any opportunity to just spew hate towards Muslims, so let me share the facts. Thayuta is literally in Morocco. It is in Africa. It is literally like Spanish.
Okay, so he's saying that hold on, is it fake or is it not in Spain? Because he's saying it's propaganda, it's fake. Then he's saying it's in Morocco. So which one is it? Are they actually invading, but it's just in Morocco, or is the whole thing a hoax? Like, make up your mind, bro. I didn't know this dude's caping for Muslims like this. This is crazy. HS Tiki Taki. I didn't know he capes for Muslims like this. This is clear, like, this is clearly just not not unbiased at all. So this is just obviously biased.
People invading Gibraltar. Would there be this hatred
Spanish people invading Gibraltar.
This hatred spewed in the news if it was that people invading Gibraltar? In Morocco, it is in Africa. It is literally like Spanish people invading Gibraltar. Would there be this hatred spewed in?
Well, this is the thing. Because Gibraltar is a British colony and it's in Spain, so it would be the same thing. I mean, Spaniards can't just like flood. If 60,000 Spaniards just flooded into a British colony, yeah, that would be like an invasion. But, well, I don't know if because I know they can move freely between Italy and Spain. I don't know if they can move freely between Spain and UK. I think that's a bit different just because Spain and the UK are Spain and Britain are both in Europe. So they both have like it wouldn't be the same. It would be more like some Moroccan colony invading some Algerian colony, you know? Then it's like, okay. But the really thing that would be a difference is if Spaniards went to Gibraltar, they're not going to run in and stab people in the neck and burn cars and break into people's houses and shit on the street. And like, they're not going to do any of that. It's crazy. And a lot of these Moroccans have money. They have money. They have resources. They're not even trying to set up their life. They're not even trying to get a job and start. It's not like they're coming over there for like job opportunity and housing opportunity and to build with the country and to, you know, maybe naturalize and become Spaniards. That's not at all what it is. They're coming there. They're destroying everything. This is an invasion. Like there was a guy that big bodybuilder guy that was breaking in turns out to be a fucking bodybuilder that has a fucking Mercedes Benz. Yeah, he has money. Why is he invading Morocco? Why is he invading Spain? He literally has money because it's an invasion. Has nothing to do with moving to a better place. Hey, we don't fuck with Spain. We're going to get like 60,000 of us. We're going to go over there. We're going to conquer. We're going to raid. We're going to terrorize them. That was the move. That's what they did.
In the news, if it was that way, no, because they're not brown and they're not Muslim. Let's talk about the facts. 80%.
Yeah, they're not brown. So they would, like I said, they would be calmer. They would be more cohesive. You're right. They're not brown. You're right on that.
Of the migrants have already returned to Morocco voluntarily. All you idiots online.
Well, that's just not true. I don't know who allowed the Pedro Sanchez to lie like that. There's videos. I think Nick Shirley's over there, if I'm pretty sure, in Spain. There's videos of the streets still flooded, and they don't even have houses. So they're just like hundreds of Moroccans sleeping outside, hundreds of Moroccans sleeping in the park.
So they're back for their hour.
Okay, so am I done?
In 1 minute, you will be.
Okay, all right. Can I get the hour after them too? Oh, we'll just see after
6:30. We close at 7 today.
Okay, all right. I'll be done.
Thanks.
All righty. I just got word that no, I didn't get word from anything. Actually, I'm just not feeling this stream anymore. I'm feeling kind of under the weather, so we're just gonna have to unpromptly. No specific reason, but I just don't feel too good, guys. So we're gonna have to impromptly end the stream. No specific reason. Maybe we'll be back on. Maybe we'll stream later today. We're in Miami, so maybe we could do a little IRL stream, guys. Do something. We got to get more active with the stream. We got to stream more. But appreciate you guys tuning in. Follow for more streams, more content, a chance to learn. We're all learning. We're all trying to understand the world. We're all trying to make sense of it, but we want to have a good time too. We don't want to be miserable, right? We don't want to watch Tucker Carlson and be miserable. We want to have a good time. We want to understand things through a like a handsome guy's lens, a handsome, smart guy's lens, because that's the best way to look at stuff.